Hello class, this is a continuation on decimal multiplication. This is just harder examples here, but in reality it's really just this method here. We would multiply by magnitudes of 10 until we're just working with integers. Whoops. We evaluate like we normally would, and then we reverse step 1. So let's just demonstrate this with 6 more examples with slightly harder multiplications. Here we go. So in this one, I'm going to demonstrate to you 2 different types of multiplication algorithms. So here we go. This first one actually is rather straightforward. We need to multiply this one by 10 and multiply this one to make it into a whole number by 100. So in total, there are 3 zeros that we've multiplied by. So that's 1 with 3 zeros. That's 1,000. We're going to reverse this one later. So as whole numbers, this just becomes 12 times 12. Now at this point, you can just work this using an algorithm. So it's really just 12 times, 12. You can pause and give this a go yourself. I know for a few of you, you know it's just going to be 144, but I'm going to demonstrate to you the algorithm here. So here we go. 2 times 2 gives us 4. 1 times 2 gives us 2. So we're finished working with this 2. We are now working with this number 1, which is really a 10. So we would put a 0 here. And so now we go 2 times 1. That gives us 2. 1 times 1 gives us 1. We can now add these 2 numbers here. That's going to be 24 plus 120. That's equal to 144. However, because we've multiplied by that 1,000 in the beginning, we now need to reverse this by dividing by 1,000. So that moves the decimal place 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3. So that gives us 0.144. 0.144. And there is our answer. So 1.2 times 0.12 gives us 0.144. So this is just the algorithm method. You can go ahead and try this yourselves. Let's just do this now with the next set of examples. So here we go. Once again, we need to make this into a whole number by moving this 2 spaces to the right. So we multiply this by 100. And we want to move this decimal place 1 space to the right. We multiply this by 10. In total, we've multiplied by 1,000 because we've multiplied this by 10 and this, we multiplied this by 100 and this by 10. So a total multiplication of 1,000. So our problem just becomes 15 times 32. And at this point, we just break this into an algorithm. I'm going to put the larger number on the top. So 32 times 15. Okay, so let's work this now. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus the 1 gives us 16. We're finished working with the 5. We are now working with this 10. So we put a 0 and we continue. 2 times 1 is 2. And 3 times 1 gives us that 3. We add everything together. 0 and 0 gives us 0. 6 plus 2 is 8. And 1 plus 3 is 4. But remember, since we've multiplied by that 1000, we need to reverse it now by dividing by that 1000. And so we move the decimal place, which is here, 3 spaces to the left. 1, 2, and 3. So this gives us 0.48. Okay, let's do the last example before we go to a different type of multiplication method. Okay, so here we go. Once again, for this, we want to make this into a whole number. So times this by 10 and times this by 100. So in total, this is a multiplication of 1000. So our problem becomes 54 times 7. This one's a lot simpler because it's just a 1-digit number we're multiplying. So 54 times 7. 4 times 7 is 28. 8, carry the 2. 5 times 7 is 35. Plus the 2 gives us 37. We're finished with that one. And so now we need to divide this by the 1000, since we've multiplied by that 1000. And once again, we are moving the decimal place 3 spaces to the left. 1, 2, 3. So this gives us 0.378. And that there is one method of decimal multiplication. As you can see, it's really just the same thing from before. We're making these into whole numbers and then reversing them once we are finished with the regular multiplication. All right, I hope to see you in the next video where I demonstrate to you a different type of multiplication, well, multiplication method. Hope to see you then, and best of luck.